At the 49-yard line. Sliding out of the pocket. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Play action now. Here's Steve Young. Steps away to his left. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Nicely done. Another one up, another one down. Keep grinding and keep racking up those wins. We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Here's the punter now, Pat McAfee, to get this one started. And off we go from Nashville. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. Pushing his way through. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. They'll start out on the ground with Emmett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13. On first down, Tagovailoa. Open man is Michael Irvin, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, they were advancing the ball. They had a couple first downs under their belt, but a big mistake there on the opening drive leads to 6 points the other direction.
And what a good read that was. Scoring drive with how they were moving things along. And it gives the defense the early advantage. Was going to be a definitely entertaining battle between these units.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Out of the end zone comes Smith. Breaks through the contact. And he returns this to the 22. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
And able to steer clear of that first tackler as he works his way forward for about 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Adrian Peterson, he's to the 15. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Adrian Peterson. 49 yards. And the Dolphins are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now a first down throw. McNabb eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. McNabb to throw. That ball caught by the rookie from Georgia. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10.
Well, partner, in baseball, you keep track of the pitch count, right? In this case, you got to know the downs. If they knock this one down,
the punt.
It's a punt. Instead, it turns into a first down for the offense. Put it on the ground. Knock it down.
Yeah, he's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down. Here's McNabb. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, they run with Smith. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You play through the receivers, and on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it.
An ill-advised throw back over the middle, and it's intercepted. And the Titans are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. On first down, it's McNabb. To the right side and intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, in a tight game like this, that could be an incredibly important pick six, CD. And remember, it cancels out the one that the opposition had earlier in this ball game.
You're right about that, partner, because each side came up with plays to swing the momentum their way. Still plenty of time left for either team to come through with a win, though. Can someone else make a similar play and win it for their club?
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Flush to his right. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Escaping the pressure. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when the guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Emmitt Smith taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go.
Michael Dixon sets her kickoff.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A give to Etienne running right. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down. They hit him with a draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
Well, you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
On second down, here's Smith. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stephens. And the Titans are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. So the pass interference call on the offense obviously declined, and this will remain a turnover. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. A play fake. Now McNabb buying time to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Getting home that time to Marvion Overshown. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals pass.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. But that one is going to sting. First play of the 3rd quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this 3rd quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very... And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa punching it in from a yard away. And the Dolphins take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Mike McDaniel, no hesitation on his end. He's telling his offense to go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And that's why you put a Hall of Famer back there. He's in for 2 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried.
And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss.
Here's Pat McAfee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
I know, without even asking, without even looking in your direction, that you are not a fan of that call.
Oh, I wish you would look, Brandon, because I was actually thinking this would be the perfect time for a fake.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. This deep in your own territory. Look, I'm all for being unconventional. That part's cool, and I get it. But this deep, I just don't think it's the right time to make that call.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The slot man in motion right.
And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
And Von Miller, he was the one getting in there, able to wreak his usual havoc. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
They'll run with Smith. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now...
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Panther 60,
Second down, McNabb. Flushed out right. I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety.
Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Hey, that's it.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not, and I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
Second down, here's Emmett again.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll try and run for it with Emmett. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
64 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He was taken at the 50-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Second down and 4.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Now here's Michael Dixon, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the fourth down attempt and keeping the drive alive? So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes it's usually a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. A officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we sign off from Nashville. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
The offensive line for both teams, because both teams have a terrific pass rush. They've got to keep their passers upright. If they have a chance to do that, they can both thrive on offense and move the ball downfield.
Ready for football now on a sunny Florida afternoon. And we are underway from Miami. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. They go play action here on first down, eluding the pressure. And this thing is blown up defensively. They will not get a throw-off on the trick play, and that'll go down as a sack.
DeMarvion Overshown
from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Gotta hope that's not a sign of things to come as they face an early second and long. Looking to throw. Wrap. And incomplete here. So a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's third down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be fourth down.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it here. And that's caught inside the 35.
And he is going to pick up the Titans' first down. And they convert in style right there. A big play on fourth and long.
I tell you what, this is not for the faint of heart right here. Fourth down, this is taking a big risk. But it's as good a play call as you can imagine. And the defense just not able to come up with the stop they needed. And this is not just a first down, but a big play as well.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Rolling to his right. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, a 24-yard touchdown.
And the Titans are on the board first here this afternoon.
Point after here coming up. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
And he couldn't square up to throw there, and it falls incomplete.
I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point, I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their own 27. They'll start the drive with a carry by Emmett. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up third down.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. Flush to his right. And down he'll go at the 25. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage.
Now they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is going to blow up in their faces. Not only do they not get the first, they're going to lose big yardage as well. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Throwing on 1st down. Wrap.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins will take over possession here up at the 44.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The big loss on 1st down leads to a tricky 2nd down. 18 yards to go. A give to Smith out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Tua sets up to pass it. Escaping the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is going to blow up in their faces. Not only do they not get the first, they're going to lose big yardage as well. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. A great play there, with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter.
And the Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point.
And his kick is no good. It's an early miss. We'll see if that has any ramifications later here as the afternoon wears on.
12-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Here's the punter McAfee to kick it away. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Tua. Flushed out right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
As soon as